Well, good day. I want to ask you something, and I actually want you to answer it. When was the last time you sat in silence with someone on your team, deliberately, and just let that silence do its work? Not because you didn't know what to say, not because you were waiting for them to finish, but because you made a conscious choice to stay quiet and see what happened next. For most leaders, that moment is pretty rare, because we're wired, professionally rewarded, and culturally trained to fill space, to be useful, to have the answer. And that wiring, however well intentioned, is quietly undermining the quality of every coaching conversation that we have. So, in session 5, you were introduced to the 3-second buffer as a tool for interrupting the advice reflex. This session goes a little bit deeper. We're going to distinguish between two kinds of silence. The first is what we call reactive silence, the uncomfortable gap that happens when you don't know what to say. The second is tactical silence, a deliberate, attentive choice that invites the person in front of you to go further than they had planned to go. By the end of this session, you'll know the difference in your body. You'll be able to deploy the 3-second buffer not as an occasional technique, but as a consistent habit. And you'll understand exactly when silence is most powerful and what to do in the seconds that follow it. There's a line from Nancy Klein's book, Time to Think, that I want you to sit with. She writes, "The quality of your attention determines the quality of the other person's thinking." Read that again. The quality of your attention determines the quality of the other person's thinking. Not the quality of your questions, not the quality of your advice, the quality of your attention. The second tool for this session is an acronym called WAIT, W-A-I-T, an acronym for Why Am I Talking? It's a real-time self-check. When you feel the urge to jump in, wait, W-A-I-T. It asks you to pause for 1 second and ask yourself, is what I'm about to say serving them, or is it serving me? Because most of the time when we feel silence, we're doing it for one of 3 reasons. We're uncomfortable, we want to look competent, or we're in a hurry. None of those are reasons that belong in a coaching conversation. And then there are the golden moments, the specific points in a conversation where tactical silence is most powerful. After an open question, after an emotional disclosure, when someone trails off, and when you can see that an insight has just landed and they need a few seconds to absorb it. In each of those moments, the instinct to speak is almost always the wrong move. The deep dive on this session's page walks through each one in detail with the research to back it up. And finally, the 3-second buffer. B.J. Fogg's habit research tells us that the most durable behavior changes are the tiniest ones, anchored to the moments that already exist. So here's the practice for this week. Every time someone in a one-on-one conversation finishes a sentence, take one slow breath before you respond. And that's the whole thing. One breath. And notice what you hear in that breath that you might have otherwise talked over. Silence is not the absence of leadership. It is one of the most precise instruments a coaching leader has, and most of us have never been taught how to use it. The case study in this session, the Socratic practice tool, and the reflection prompt are all designed to help you get specific about your own relationship with silence, where you fill it, why you fill it, and what becomes possible when you don't. In session 7, we're going to take everything you've built in sessions 5 and 6 and ask, what are you listening for? We'll explore the skill of listening for what it's not said, the pauses, the omissions, the things people circle around without landing on, and what to do when you hear them. I hope I'll see you in this session, and I hope to see you on Wednesday for our Zoom call together. Enjoy the pause.